One Zambia, One Nation, thank you so much for joining us on the news desk. This is Zanis News with me, Amos Zulu. Let us take a look at the top stories. Zambia injects over 100 million United States dollars for expansion. Social cash transfer beneficiaries welcome new electronic payment system. Land wrangle erupt in Sikongo and Chipepo chiefdoms. And in our sports news, Vedanta Resources organizes football tournament for Nampundwe community. And now the news in detail. Government has applauded Zambia Products PLC for injecting a minimum of 100 million United States dollars to expand its operations in the country. Southern Province Minister Cornelius Mwetwa says the investment will enhance production capacity for small-scale farmers, adding that government is ready to support all stakeholders who promote the livestock sector. Kostak Mudenda now reports.
Livestock farming is one of the lucrative ventures that, once harnessed, has the potential to improve the livelihoods of small-scale farmers. Government has now devised strategies to enhance the production and productivity of livestock sector.
The President and his administration are proposing coming up with a comprehensive agricultural support program that will look at agriculture in terms of crops on one side and ranching of various livestock on the other, and to ensure that the livestock sector gets its fair share of national budgetary allocation. As government, look forward to your continued effort of support to our farmers, particularly the small-scale farmers.
Zambia, a lead producer of beef in the country, is keen to support the growth of livestock farming in Southern Province and beyond.
We're committed to the growth of the livestock sector in Zambia, but also promoting and increasing the livestock production in Southern Province. And we look forward to work with you and your team in trying to see how we can promote that growth. I think the opportunity that lies there is immense, and we could double the livestock that we have in Southern Province and in the country.
The company has also announced a huge investment for farmers to tap into.
For us as Zambia, we remain supportive to the growth of the economy. The investment of $100 million, which Zambia is plowing into the economy, comes on the back of the investment and trade landscape that the government is putting into place.
Costa Kimdenda, Zanis, in Choma District, Southern Province.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, is currently undertaking the continuous voter registration exercise in all provincial centers in the country. In Kasama District, the exercise is progressing well, with people flocking to the registration center to acquire voters' cards.
Mapalo Changwa of Kasama District has turned 18 years and has just obtained his Green National Registration Card NRC. He has taken another step of obtaining a voter's card in the ongoing continuous voter registration exercise at a civic center in Kasama District of Northern Province. Equally, people who lost their voters' cards and those who would like to transfer from one polling station to another are obtaining their voters' cards.
I came to get an NRC at the Civic Center, and while I was here, the Voters Education Officer told us that we could get a voters' card. So I managed to get my voters' card. It was a very good and easy process.
Voters' card, now
Kasama District Voter Education Officer Justin Chanda has taken advantage of the people acquiring their NRCs to sensitize them on the need to register as voters.
18 years asenda regi nangula kalakatupa akakatapaka green ali ngire ayana pay office ya Electoral Commission of Zambia ayasenda akatupa kakusalira ko intungurushu mkai bachako bati mwali 10 godi mu mwaka wa 2020 yatu alekopa apa mwali kuka mulikuna naliye nati mwase asenda akatupa kambi mukwayi akakuno kwine twatikweteko abatemwikwa abatemwiko beswali bali tusha mukwayi kuti mwaisa mwasaba sosera mwasa fina akatupa kawo kada death certificate nangula burial permit mwasa tulangisha kuma offices ala ina ICZ twala bafuta mwisa mwibuku lya bakasala mukwayi.
And Kasama District Electoral Officer Kasonde Msongole has described the response from the public as fair.
We had a by-election in Kapanda, which I know you must be aware of, which was on the 20th of January. As such, our continuous voter registration started quite late on the 23rd of January. I must indicate the response is quite fair since we started on a Monday. The turnout is quite impressive.
Helen Bwalia for Zanis in Kasama, Northern Province.
At least 25 women and youth groups in Kabompo district of Northwestern Province have benefited from the Constituency Development Fund CDF empowerment grants. Kabompo Member of Parliament Ambrose Lufuma said the CDF empowerment grants are meant to support vulnerable people in society. Mr. Lufuma, who is also Minister of Defense, has since encouraged those that did not apply for empowerment funds to do so, saying money is still available to benefit more cooperatives in the country. And Kabompo Town Council Chairperson Paisley Mackay has commended the government for prioritizing CDF as a flagship program which has the potential to move people out of abject poverty. Meanwhile, District CDF Committee Chairperson Grace Mkokili said the committee has been on the ground to monitor and ensure that the program achieves its objective. In Muchinga Province, some beneficiaries of the Social Cash Transfer Scheme in Malambwa area in Mpika District have welcomed the newly introduced electronic payment system called Zambia Integrated Social Protection Information System. Speaking during the sensitization engagement meeting in Mpika, Provincial Social Welfare Officer Jacob Miti says government has now introduced a new payment system that will enable beneficiaries receive their bi-monthly payment directly.
The Department of Social Welfare in Muchinga Province has embarked on a sensitization program on enlightening social cash transfer beneficiaries on the new payment system. The team, which is being led by Provincial Social Welfare Officer Jacob Miti, has since sensitized some beneficiaries in Mpika District in Malambwa area on the Zambia Integrated Social Protection Information System, ZISPIS.
I know that PPMs have been responsible for paying you, but now, going forward, we'll be using the ZISPIS system. I'll be required to have a phone and a SIM card so that the money can be coming direct to you into your phone. In order to do that, payment service providers shall come here. This will reduce the risk of your money being stolen.
Mwaka Mlenga explains how the electronic payment system will work.
Government has already paid the withdrawal fee. You will be getting your full pay of 400 kwacha.
Meanwhile, Social Welfare Officer Collins Chavota shared on their grievance handling procedure.
Sometimes we are excluded from the system. Sometimes we feel that somebody who is on the program is not eligible to be on the program, but we are scared to talk about that. So this mechanism can help us.
Beneficiaries also shared their concerns.
Where are we going to get the funds to be using when getting paid?
Is there going to be any deduction fee after you transfer the money to another person?
Miriam Kwenda reporting for Zanis in Mpika District, Muchinga Province.
And in a related development, the Supporting Women's Livelihood Program has continued to yield positive results among the beneficiaries in the country. In Nakonde District, over 350 women have been empowered under the project, which started in 2021 with the aim of improving their living standards. Titani Zulu filed in this report.
To uplift the living standards of women in Nakonde District, government empowered over 350 women in 2021. This was done through the Supporting Women's Livelihoods SWL program, spearheaded by the Ministry of Community Development with support from the World Bank. These selected beneficiaries, who are also recipients of Social Cash Transfer, ACT, were each awarded grants which they later invested in various businesses. SWL is support women livelihood through entrepreneurship, which is aimed at helping the women, vulnerable and poor women from rural areas. Some of the women that have since made progress had this to say.
Mufyo tatwaishi bena tusambirirako efe tufuire twachitando ama business nanguva lyaba customer abareisa as a business woman tufuire twabapokerera bwino notukula abashauta fyonse fyafumine through aba bantu so ndiwa kutasha sana nokutotera yepashiri pakuleka as widows mwandini na mtu wafa
hivi twalisakwata business bali twalisa kutembea twambo kuonje twalika makatoesi yako isuma sana.
They have further urged their fellow beneficiaries to make good use of the money they received.
Navenoko valinga kwali vana vambewo vapereko ine grant nairapukirere navenasokuna vali mochako kuokya vunembia
This development has delighted the program coordinator in the district.
Out of 355, maybe a quarter, or maybe I can say maybe 10 or 15, they haven't done well. But the rest they are doing very fine. For example, like those we visited yesterday, those three, I think you have seen what they are doing, and it's giving us a hope and a morale that these women, by in 2 years' time, will be somewhere very, very far.
Tani Zolo reporting for Zanis in Akonde District, Muchinga Province.
In other news, Solwezi College of Education is in need of 300 additional bed spaces to accommodate the high number of students the institution has admitted this year. The college has enrolled about 400 first-year students and has accommodation challenges due to inadequate hostels.
Following the deployment of over 30,000 teachers by government last year, a number of people have applied to be admitted as student teachers at Solwezi College of Education. This huge number of first-year students has put pressure on the existing hostels as they are inadequate to accommodate everyone.
Our first years, primary and junior secondary, the number is standing at 479. For us, this is really a surprise. We have never recruited such a big number. In the past, we would recruit maybe 100 and something. There was even a year when we recruited less than 100 first years. We have the second years, whose total is at 233, and then the third years, whose total is at 1.4. So already the challenge is that of infrastructure, especially the bed space in the hostels. Yeah, these numbers are so huge, I don't think we can manage to push them in the boarding, all of them.
I was asking your office, sir, that maybe you draw much attention. This is the time of COVID. How are we going to keep them? Just putting them on the floor is practically impossible. And also the mattresses. So that is the greatest area.
The provincial administration assures the learning institution of support.
Your concern are the concern of the government, the entire government. We have taken note of the concern as the mother. We'll look into it.
Mwape Mwesa for Zanis News in Solwezi District.
You are still watching Zanis News. Game Night Crew, GNC, a not-for-profit organization, has donated baby hampers to newly born 20 babies at Lusaka's Chilenji Level 1 Hospital. Speaking during the handover, GNC Director Stanley Mwila says the gesture is intended to uplift the spirit of mothers after childbirth. Here are the details.
It was a joyous moment for the mothers at Chilenji Level 1 Hospital after receiving baby hampers from Game Night Crew, a non-governmental organization who handed over 20 baby hampers to the mothers.
Words are not enough, but I just have to say thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. May God bless you.
GNC Executive Director Stanley Mwila says the gesture is intended to uplift the spirit of the mothers after childbirth.
So we just put some monies together, of course, through some help from our friends that are within the GNC and even those outside. They helped us contribute and put monies together so that we could help our postnatal mothers.
Enchilenje Level 1 Hospital Senior Medical Officer Beon Konde stated that the kind gesture will go a long way in helping the mothers and their newly born babies.
This will be the beginning of many big things that you are going to do for the hospital, and we want to assure you that whenever you want to come here, our door is open for you people. We are grateful that you have appreciated our mothers, and we pray that may God help you people to even reach out to other people who are actually in need of the help that you're offering.
And of them, mothers thanked GNC for the donations. Zakaria Nyimbili, Zanis, Lusaka.
And one of the stories making headlines in our news, a land wrangle has erupted in the Sikongo and Chipepo chiefdoms of Chirundu district, which is threatening the peace of the once united district. And Minister of Lands and Natural Resources Elijah Muchima says President Hakainde Hichilema has directed his ministry to quickly resolve all outstanding land wrangles across the country.
A land wrangle has erupted in Sikongo and Chipepo chiefdoms of Chirundu district in Southern Province. The two sisterly chiefdoms are technically at war with each other over chiefdom boundaries. The battle dates back to the 1950s when the subjects of Chipepo chiefdom were relocated from their native land to pave way for the construction of the Kariba Dam. However, government has now swung into action. Minister of Lands and Natural Resources Elijah Muchima has held separate meetings with the two traditional leaders.
And you know what it means to gazette somebody in somebody's land. It means you have two authorities within the same jurisdiction. It has been a long squabble whereby it was putting each other. Long before, Honorable Minister, we were very much acquainted with the 1958 map. Even before the ministerial government flagged it off, we used to tell our colleagues here at the district level, wherever, but this issue could not get resolved.
The British government, what they did, Chief People was given a palace this side, our side here. And then Chief Sikongo was on the other side. Built a new palace and they court on the other side. This is the true story which this small man is saying. I cannot add anything or subtract anything. I was not there. Me, I was already here when that war started. My predecessor, we were all here. My predecessor was not there when his people were killed. He was not there. He only received them when they brought them here. Because the government again had the same system they did in Zimbabwe. Those who were staying along the bank of the river, because there we are staying along the bank of, you know where your water comes from.
The minister is determined to find a lasting solution to the protracted boundary impasse in chiefdoms of Southern Province.
Or we are following the narratives of the British, or we are doing this. When it's very clear in my mind, or shall be very clear, I'll come without fear or favor. I'll mark the boundaries on behalf of the people for Chipepo, on behalf of people for Congo, on behalf of the people of Zambia. We shall do it nicely so that we retain peace and people enjoy their life in tranquility. At the moment, I've said there should be peace, even if there is this map of 1958. There is this and that. Let's be calm because we are consulting.
However, government will not interfere with the cases of chiefdom boundaries that are still in court.
Here to resolve these issues, but when I'm on the ground, there are court issues. Let's not jeopardize issues that can be settled nicely. Because out of this, another issue can come in of contempt. It can be locked up.
Zanis reports in Chirundu district. of Southern Province.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, in partnership with Medici Land Governance, has embarked on collecting data for title deeds under the National Land Titling Program in Kabwe's Makululu compound. Medici Land Governance Field Manager Happy Nyirenda says the 2 weeks program is aimed at collecting data on behalf of the ministry for processing of title deeds.
The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has embarked on a program to ensure residents of Makululu compound in Kabwe have title for their land. The program is being implemented in partnership with Medici Land Governance. Kabwe District Commissioner Lennox Mwambwa has expressed displeasure with the councillor in the area for charging residents 20 kwacha each for a recommendation letter.
Why are we charging people on the site?
Yeah, because of the stationery, sir. Because we don't have stationery.
Yeah, but the same, those same, that company, why are they not, why is that the company not facilitated?
We don't know. Unless maybe you talk with them.
Yeah.
Because there's no, there's no stationery. So
this is what, this is application for what? For occupancy certificate. That's what I'm saying. So why are people, my question is, why are people charging? Why are you charging?
The district commissioner questioned the legality of the charge, as the ward councillor insisted it was for the stationery being used for the recommendation letters.
But WDC, is it legal? You tell me which book says it. Here, in this minute, in this resolution, don't this. Show me that. You people are doing it. You people are from a chamber. You pass resolution. Show me to convince me what you're saying. Then I have no problem.
And Medici Land Governance Field Manager Happy Nyirenda clarified that the exercise is free of charge.
The exercise is free of charge. We are not charging any landowner at the moment. So people, they should just be available in their homes with the documentation from the council to prove that they are real landowners for those properties. And then we have our enumerators on the ground moving door to door, collecting data for the same exercise national land titling. Thank you.
The people to be captured, there is need that they have to be physically present at their properties. And they also need to have NRCs as well as supporting documents of property ownership. Supporting documents of property ownership could be an occupancy license, land record card, offer letter from council, a council rate bill, or any other document that proves that indeed they are the actual property owners from council, of course. The enumeration exercise is free of charge. After enumeration exercise, we're going to have verification exercise, which is also going to be free of charge. The charges only come out when the offer letter or offer letters have been processed.
Kelvin Tembo for Zanis in Kabwe District, Central Province.
Now, a tree planting exercise has started in Lusangazi District. Msanzala Member of Parliament, Elas Daka, says his office was given seedlings for various tree species to demonstrate the commencement of the tree planting exercise.
Human and wildlife face new challenges for survival due to effects of climate change. Lusangazi District in Eastern Province is not exceptional, as evidence of climate change is seen through flash floods, strong winds, among other calamities, and this has led to leaders in the area to embark on a tree planting exercise.
From Parliament Office through Madam Speaker, we were given 30 each MP to go and demonstrate and plant to our various constituencies, so that we encourage our people. You know, if they see their area member of parliament participating in planting trees, it motivates them, it encourages them. So this is one way of asking our people to say, let's do this as a team, so that we protect our environment.
District Commissioner urged people in the area to adopt the culture of planting trees.
They are all the effects of it. It's a result of climate change. We need to plant trees. We need to protect these trees if we are to save ourselves from the looming disasters of climate change.
The District Forestry Office and political leaders were also present at the tree planting ceremony.
Today we have planted a number of tree species, about 5 of them. We have planted Kayanyasika, we have planted Flamboyant, we have planted Pinus ocapa and Pinus cassia. All these trees have been planted to help and transform the communities.
Something that is a landmark to our district, owing to the fact that we are passing through climate change and some negative aspects that has been caused by the same climate change.
Naomi Mwimba, Lusangazi District, Eastern Province.
We now move to sports news, where government has expressed concern with the pace at which the ongoing construction works at Kasama Sports Stadium are moving. Northern Province Minister Leonard Mbao says the provincial administration is saddened with what is happening at the construction site. And Mr. Mbao, who was represented by Kasama District Commissioner Elizabeth Goma, has challenged sports administrators in the province to help in regaining the lost glory of football, noting that government remains committed to supporting the development of all sports disciplines countrywide. Meanwhile, Football Association of Zambia FAS Northern Province Chairperson Mwansaka Pianga has warned football teams against engaging in activities such as match fixing or corruption that could ruin the smooth running of the game in the province.
When we heard of FAS's intentions of working on the stadium with the support from FIFA, we were very happy and did not hesitate to lease out the facility to FAS. However, what we are seeing is very saddening. The works are proceeding at a very slow pace, and as government we are concerned. That facility is supposed to bring light in terms of football development in the province. Therefore, I would like to appeal to the FAS executive, particularly the FAS president, Mr. Andrew Kamanga, to ensure that the works are not only completed, but also to a standard that will make everyone proud.
As much as we want to finish top of any league, let's play fair, and any team that will be found wanting or trying to engage in unfair play, be it corruption, match fixing, bribery, you shall be sorted out according to the law.
Still in sports, Vedanta Resources and Civic Educators Forum Zambia yesterday organized a first ever Nampundwe community football team. People from all walks of life thronged the Wamba grounds in Nampundwe to a thrilling competition contested by 5 local clubs. The gesture was part of the Mining Giants Community Social Corporate Responsibility. Here's a report.
Vedanta Resources has over the years supported football and pioneered a private-public sponsorship of the entire Football Association of Zambia FAS League from 2006 to 2011. Vedanta Country Director Moses Banda says his company believes that sports and recreation can have a positive impact on society.
This is part of our corporate social responsibility programs. Like I said earlier on, we have concentrated too much in the copper belt. The Nampundwe mine is part of KCM properties, and as you know, KCM is owned by Vedanta. So we take pleasure in supporting the communities in which the mine is based.
And Edman Mayoba Shakumbila appealed to the mining company to introduce women's soccer in future community tournaments.
The venture to come and, tap talent from the boys, it's a very good venture in terms of community development. And I would further say that Vedanta should not just end here, it should also come and do a tournament for the girl child.
In a response, Vedanta Resources Director Corporate Communications Masuzio Ndlovu reaffirmed the company's commitment to supporting community sports. Ndlovu said Saturday's tournament in the area is part of Vedanta Resources' aim to identify talent at a grassroots level.
We feel honored as Vedanta Resources to be associated with this tournament in Nampundwe. This is a way of promoting unity in this particular community. As you know, we do have an important installation here where we have the Nampundwe mine. It's one of the mines under Konkola Copper Mines. As you know, Vedanta Resources are the legal owners of Konkola Copper Mines. And so upon getting a request that we support the community activities of Nampundwe, we came in to support this community tournament. And we should say, as Vedanta Resources, we are so proud of the display, the skills that we have seen, the creativity and ingenuity in, in the game, and also just the players, meaning that very soon I think we'll be seeing some of these players in the elite league of Zambian football.
Sanje Swallows emerged the winners of the tightly contested final by beating Hillside by a lone goal. Nampundwe Yutsa FC were third after defeating Chimwaya FC 5-4 on post-match penalties. The winners went home with a trophy, and the Bowell Hillside went away with a floating trophy. The tournament, which attracted participation of 6 local football teams, was organized by Vedanta Resources in partnership with the Civic Educators Forum Zambia. Zanis reports in Nampundwe.
That sporting item brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, a recap on the headlines. Zambia injects over 100 million United States dollars for expansion. Social cash transfer beneficiaries welcome new electronic payment system. Land wrangle erupts in Sikongo and Chipepo chiefdoms. And in sports, Vedanta Resources organizes football tournaments for Nampundwe community. These and many other stories can be accessed on our website, zanis.com.zm. You can also follow us on Facebook, Zambia News and Information Services. On behalf of the entire production team, my name is Amos Zulu. Bye-bye.